All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. Super stoked that, let's see here, that we've got people in the house, and I'm reading things. Wait, is iRoots here? What is going on with things going on? All right, let's scroll up and see what is going on. We've got Shock here letting us know the skidooly. And then we've got Rick saying Lono, Lono, Lono. And then Terry came in rating with a party of 4. Let's see here. Thank you, Terry. Hello, Rick. Hello, Shock. eMusic is in the house. It looks like Darlene is also here. And it looks like, let's see here, we've got Terry and Darlene and Terry and Darlene. And I don't know who else came in with Terry, but I'm going to guess perhaps Penel Writes Things. Oh, yep, I think I might have guessed good because she just said aloha, Mad Statter, Ashes, and Dusty, and Leo. And I'm going to guess maybe Katie Zora. And then after that, it's kind of a wild card because Terry hangs out with so many people that it could be just about anybody. All right, so I hope you guys are keeping dry, keeping warm, keeping cozy, keeping whatever it is you need to be keeping, because let me just tell you right now, where I'm at, we're about ready to flood away, to float away. Floods, floods, floods. Luckily, though, I am on the high line. We've discussed this before, so no risk of flooding for me, but that does mean there are places in town I can't get to because, oh, so sad, water between me and you. I guess I can't leave my house today, and that is a beautiful thing. eMusic in the house, good to see you. All right, well, we've got some folks in the house, so why don't we just pretend to get the party, started. All right, there we go. A couple things to make note of this at this point in the stream. First off, thank you, Terry in Scotland, for the 1,000 biddies. That is the most important note. The second most important note is this. If you are color corrected properly, you might notice that I'm not wearing black today. This might be only the second time in the history of the stream I have not worn black. So I guess I can no longer say I always wear black, but alas, not black today. Instead, wearing a cozy hoodie, because it is hoodie weather, from Hawaii High, and beautiful, beautiful, one of my favorite shirts that I believe it was Andre that sent it to me. And so I'm nice and cozied up today, and I hope everybody else is nice and cozied up too. All right, and let's see here. Oh, another little thing. So, if you were here last stream, we were discussing our collective insanity. We were discussing how everybody is wrong and we are all right because we are all right. Because we all know that I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. Is how the words were, right? Yeah, we all knew that, right? I was willing to put money on it. I even looked on the interwebs. To verify our conclusions, and there was some doubt. There was a lot of different, if, ands, or buts. So many people have covered the song, and at certain eras, different words were used, and there was one iota of hope that we were right, because on the Snopes, they did acknowledge that the original Bing Crosby recording was released on Decca, not Capitol. And Snopes admitted they had not heard a version off of the Decca version of the album. And that is where Chatter with Statter comes in, because Puzzy Cat, our Puzzy Cat, the one and only, he had... Look, you'll know. He had the Bing Crosby Merry Christmas Decca records. He had the missing piece. He had the piece that Snopes was admitted. We don't really know what that version sounds like. We don't really know. So Puzzy played it for us. That's right. Puzzy played it for himself, and then he reported right back to me. And Puzzy reports that original release from Decca said plan. It did not say you can count on me. It said you can plan on me. So even though Snopes didn't have proof of what Snopes' stance was, Snopes was still right. Yeah, it's you can plan on me. You can plan on me. No, Rick, actually, not necessarily everybody had that album. Because as they pointed out on Snopes, this one was the Decca Records. Capitol released it later. So, quote unquote, same album, different release. Given that it was a different release, Snopes was saying, well, maybe it was a different version. But Decca was the very first printing of this Christmas album. Later releases were under the Capitol label. It doesn't really matter anymore because they're both the same song. But Snopes was giving the possibility that like maybe on the very first it wasn't, but they because they hadn't heard it. But as it turns out, Snopes, you don't need to hear it. You already knew what you know, and what you know is right. You can count on my plan. No, it's just you can plan on me, I think, was what it was. But either way, we all collectively hallucinated. You can count on me. And as much as I am unwilling to admit that reality, I still insist on substituting my version of reality. But that version of reality actually is correct. So you learned it here first, folks. However, well, maybe you didn't learn it here first. You probably learned it here or learned it on the record first. But what I can say is now you all have a great bit of a conversation starter, as it were. If you're somewhere where, there's awkward silence and blah, 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 if you want to get a group of people talking, I think that might be a really good icebreaker. As long as you're willing to vaguely sing the first line and a half, I'll be home for Christmas. That way they know what you're talking about. But seriously, eMusic, I don't know how many flashbacks that we've shared collectively, but apparently, yes, we all hallucinated that particular song. And let's say here, which way is it in White Christmas? No, Verity, that's the way it is in White Christmas. Okay, so Verity, I don't think you were here last stream. So last stream, I was complaining that the interwebs was trying to convince old farts like ourselves that reality isn't what we remember. Because we collectively we agreed. We all remembered, I'll be home for Christmas. You can count on me. We all remember that is how the lyric goes. Right? No, it does not go that way. It does not at all. It goes, I'll be home for Christmas. You can plan on me. You can plan on me. I never would have, what? But no, it really is. We argued. We collectively decided that maybe some people did it that way. But we all insisted, but Bing Crosby's version was blah, blah, blah. And as it turns out, we were all wrong. So, if you want to blow people's minds or you need to get a conversation started, I suggest you guys asking, like, just random folks that in the awkward silence moments. So, hey, y'all remember that song, blah, 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 I'll be home for Christmas, you can count on me? Or just lead off with the I'll be home for Christmas, you can, don't say can't plan, don't say count, stop right there. And everyone else will fill in with their words. You can count on me. You can count on me. You can count on me. That's what everybody said in the chat last stream. And I totally agreed. And Pinnell, the outlier, I remember Plan. My dad was a huge Crosby fan. So you are you are the outlier here in Puzzy Cat. I never planned you would be so excited about this. Yes, Puzzy, I am extremely excited to learn the reality that basically contradicts my own sense of reality. And you were the You were the key to it, especially because yours was the Decca version. And then Snopes specifically mentioned the Decca version is as yet unknown to us, and you were just like, "Oh, baby doll, that's the one I got." I mean, we wanted to be right, we really did, but Puzzy, you, thanks to your, you had the key to the castle, and by the way, you guys, Puzzycat has had the key to the castle on more than one occasion. Okay. First off, for all y'all who don't know, or don't remember, or don't have any idea because you just don't care about cats, which is fine, you can not care about cats. I do. I have 3, or I have 2.5. I have Ashes and Dusty, they're a brother and sister, and then I have a stray cat. And I spent a while trying to figure out what to call Stray Cat. And I tried a bunch of different names on Stray Cat, and Stray Cat was having none of it. So, a few years ago, I brought the question to the stream, and Puzzycat piped right up, "Well, I'm a cat, and so I know his name is Leo." And it made sense. And so I then, next time I saw Leo, said, "Hey, Leo." And Leo looked up from his food and said, "Meow." So, Puzzycat knew my cat's name before I knew my cat's name. And then Puzzycat came in with the Decca album that Snopes admitted they did not have access to. Yeah, no, Puzzy, you've got so many keys to the castles. So many key castles. Probably others said count. Yes, Panel, actually, Snopes does acknowledge that. They say that in the Carpenters version of the song, they say "Count on Me." And after like the late 1950s, people started to use the word "count on me" instead. But here's the deal. I didn't even know the Carpenters did a version of that song. So like the version of that song in my head is the Bing Crosby. Like that's the voice I hear in my head when yeah, that's right. I have voices in my head. That's the that voice I hear in my head performing that song. I don't hear the Carpenters version, right? And so, yeah, so Terry in Scotland is coming in. New shirts have come to light. Beginning in the late 1950s, some artists started using count instead of plan, with Johnny Mathis's 1958 recording being one of the first known versions to use "Count on Me." Oh, I wonder if it's Johnny Mathis's version that I've got in my head, because Johnny Mathis was a country singer, and that would have been on the country radio stations that my parents listened to. I'm going to have to listen to that and see. I don't know what his voice sounds like, but I wonder. Anyway, going back, since then, many popular versions have used count, including those by the Carpenters, Vanessa Williams, Babyface, Kelly Clarkson, and Camila Cabello. So, there we go. And then despite this, some modern artists still use plan, such as Michael Bublé, that doesn't surprise me, Reba McEntire, and Casey Musgraves, and Lana Del Rey. Although McEntire has also performed the song with count in a YouTube video. Oh, way to muddy the waters, McEntire. The variation in lyrics is due to artistic interpretation and changes made by different performances over time, not a collective misremembering. Therefore, both plan and count are valid versions, with plan being the original lyric. Johnny Mathis wasn't a country singer, though he was from Texas. Well, he was played on country radio, so he was country enough for KMPS, Classic Country Seattle. Just so you know. And so Darlene coming in with Logic. And Darlene's Logic is really quite sound. See, Terry, we technically remembered what we were brought up with. I was born in the 50s, so that's probably why I don't remember it as count. Or why I remember it as count. Yep, all right. That's a good way to look at it, Darlene, I guess. But I'm still a little bit annoyed that we all are collectively incorrect. Gall dung it. And you can quote me on that. Gall dung it. Oh, and hey, y'all, are you noticing? I'm drinking coffee out of a mug. My favorite Super Suckers mug. Evil to the last drop. And why am I doing that? Because my coffee stand is no longer standing. It's crooked. And as per last stream where we discussed, what kind of coffee will I get I decided on medium roast Cafe Bustelo. Bustelo? Whatever. And it's okay, but I would like a more full-bodied, rich medium roast than this one. So I'll be buying a different brand later on. But I do like that it's already been ground. No, I did not get a coffee maker, Puzzy. What I instead got was the little contraption that you put over your coffee mug to do a little pour over. And the first time I did it earlier today. In fact, this is my 4th cup of coffee that I've made today, but it's my first cup of coffee that I've drank today, because every time I made the coffee, I somehow screwed it up. The first time I made the coffee, I didn't realize that there was a sticker over these holes. So, like, I put the water in, and the water just, like, wasn't draining. And so I thought a lot about how to fix that, but that didn't work. Yeah, so I had to dump that. And then I made another one, and then that was, like, way too weak. Oh, no, this is just my 3rd cup, I guess. Yeah, my 3rd cup. And then I finally made one that was acceptable to drink. So there was quite a bit of a learning curve here. It takes 4 heaping tablespoons of this coffee to just make 1 mug. And I'm going to be bouncing off the walls drinking coffee so late in the day. Not really, Darlene. I usually drink a cup around, between 3 and 5 p.m. is when I drink a cup. So I'm a little bit later than usual, but not that much. Because remember, if anytime you've seen me sipping on a cup that looked like it was a to-go cup of coffee, that was a to-go cup of coffee. So yeah, I don't mind I don't mind the late night brew. And yeah, and this is a very convenient little thing to have, but as simple as it looks, it is a little bit more difficult to use than one would think. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I do enjoy how easy it is to clean, though, because one of the reasons I have a French press, and I could make French press at the house, but one of the reasons why I don't like making French press is because it's so much of a pain in the arse to clean the pot. The coffee oils really need a good scrubbing, and the screens are so fine that it really is a pain to clean them every time. And I know that not everybody cleans their French press after every use, but I have to tell you, it makes a much better cup of coffee if you do wash your French press out after every use. And Puzzycat, you have 3 coffee machines in your kitchen. Let me guess, you've got a Keurig, you've got a French press, and you've got a Mr. Coffee. Or are you considering this one of the coffee machines? I am curious, Puzzy, what kind of coffee machines you have in your kitchen. And, well, Rick, I can't even imagine trying to make more than one. Like, I only drink 1 cup of coffee a day, so this is perfect for me. But the moment I would be making 2 cups of coffee a day, I would be using my French press, because I mean, and so once you have to make more than 1 cup, this is just useless. And, yeah, Darlene, yeah, we had to learn how. We ended up buying a small coffee brewer from a resale shop. Exactly, yeah. You have to wet the cone, and you have to put the coffee in the cone, and then you have to dampen the coffee on top so it doesn't float, and so the coffee actually the water actually absorbs. And then, yeah, it's definitely a learning curve. And let's see, you've got an A4 cup, your 12 cup, and your daughter's Keurig. What's an A4 cup? Is this the A4 cup? What is an A4 cup? Oh, you mean a 4-cup machine, a 12-cup machine, and your daughter's Keurig. Yeah, I do know how to read English sometimes. It's hit or miss, though. So, yeah. Just a 4-cup. No, I finally caught on. I finally got there. It just it took me a minute. So Terry in Scotland, John Royce Mathis, born September 30th, 35, is an American singer, starting his career with singles of standard music. Mathis is one of the best-selling recording artists of the 20th century and became highly popular as an album artist, with several of his albums achieving gold or platinum status and 73 making the Billboard charts. Nice. All right, let's see here. What else? Mathis has received many Grammy Lifetime Achievement Awards. Has received the Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award and has been introduced into the Grammy Hall of Fame for 3 recordings. Although frequently described as a romantic singer, his discography includes traditional pop, Latin American soul, rhythm and blues, show tunes, Tin Pan Alley, soft rock, blues, country music, and even a few disco songs for his Mathis Magic in 79. Not at all surprised that in 79 he dipped his fingers in disco, because everybody, including Kiss, tried to do that. Oh, right, and then plus the retired Pyrex coffee pot that Pussycat has. So yeah, Pussycat is just a regular coffee maker museum, basically. And I didn't know that kitty cats drank so much caffeine, but apparently Pussycat is a special breed. Some kitty cats like to swim, some kitty cats like to drink coffee. There we go. All right, y'all. So let's see here. What do I have in store for you today? These are really good questions. I forgot to do one thing though. God dang it. All right, well, we'll see if we can do that. Okay, so I told you guys that it's raining really hard today here in the Puget Sound area. And I'm sure that you're familiar with rain. And here's the deal. With rain, things get wet, right? I mean, right? Pinnell, I have an 80s gold-plated basket coffee for my filter for your coffee. I actually think I have one up in my cupboards now that I think about it. Those are similar to the French presses. Those are kind of like the coffee oils really get built up in those, and you really do, if you want to get them clean, they're kind of hard to clean, but obviously you can clean them, but you really need to scrub them to get that coffee oil. Coffee oils are really sticky. Yeah, that now that I think about it, God, I still would have. I'm going to look for that, though. I was just thinking, maybe I didn't need to buy this, but it's like, no, I think I did. And shock lurking, still have to prep to do on this contract, waiting for the final instruction on some documents. May or may not be chatty. That works. And then, let's see here. I felt so sorry for Johnny Mathis when he was singing the national anthem in San Francisco and he forgot the lyrics. He just stood there smiling until he picked it up at the end. Oh my God, dude. Oh, that would have been so awful. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday. Good to see you. Terry in Scotland just brought up the time that Johnny Mathis, the singer, forgot the lyrics to the Star Spangled Banner while he was singing the national anthem in front of some sports ball people. Let's see, it might have been national anthem in San Francisco, so I'm going to just say maybe it was football. So he'd just stand there and smile until he could remember where everything was at the end. Oh, no. I mean, it's not a hard song. Well, wait, let me stop. Rewind. That's a very hard song to sing. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of lyrics, but, like, there is a section of the lyrics that are sort of, and so I can kind of see how you forget them. Like, I can start singing the Canadian national anthem super strong, and then there comes a point where I have to stop singing so loudly because I become much more unsure of the words. I would like to think that he practiced, but, well, I know most of them, but like once we get into the pompous red glare and the rockets burning in the airs, that part I see, because I didn't even do it right now. Like, I I don't do it well. And then, yeah, that high F, because it covers more than an octave, and that high F, where they sing, Land of the Free, that last Land of the Free is a maker or a breaker. And I think that's one of the reasons why when Whitney Houston did the Star Spangled Banner at whatever Sportswell game she did it at, it was so well received. They actually created a single of it, an album, and my mom loved it. That was her favorite version of the Star Spangled Banner. But Whitney Houston had a pretty good vocal range, so she could hit that high F or whatever it is for the Land of the Free, and not everybody can. And when you can't, sometimes you just got to lean into it and just be like, nope, not even going to try. We're going to switch keys entirely. But yeah. Anyway, I have questions, y'all, about humidity, about wet, about water, and about rain. They keep changing the words to the Canadian National Anthem. Nobody knows them. Oh, well, then that's maybe, why I don't know them. Because let's see here. Let's see. Oh, Canada, my home and native land, true patriot love. Yeah, so my home and native land, true patriot love in all our somethings command. And then the whole da 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 da. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. I don't know that middle verse. I know the beginning and the end. And let's see here. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, actually, in keeping... Rick, are you the secretary? Are you keeping notes? That's so cute because yes, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha. Last stream, I don't think you were here. We were talking about the song, I guess White Christmas. I'll be home for Christmas. You can blank on me. All of us thought that it was you can count on me, but as it turns out, it's not. It's you can plan on me. Like, for real, and we're not going to get into the details of it, but even though we totally argued amongst each other that was not real, it turns out that it was. But then, You Can Count on Me was done later on by a lot of different artists, and Johnny Mathis was one of the first artists to use the phrase, you can count on me. And so that's how Johnny Mathis was invoked, and from there, the chatter scattered. And so, this is how chatter scatters. And let's see here. We play the Canadian National Anthem in the truck simulator. Yes, you do, Terry. I never understood the words in part of it. I think it might be in French. Is it, Pinnell? And Pinnell says, yes, it sounds like French to me. See, the version of... I didn't know the words so much that those words didn't even sound French to me. I didn't know that there was any French in the Canadian National Anthem, which I understand now when I say that sounds stupid because French is one of Canada's national languages, official languages. I get it. But I truly thought that the Canadian National Anthem was just all in English. Yeah. And yeah, exactly, Rick. After all, when does Johnny Mathis ever turn up? Well, Rick, if he's ever going to turn up, it's going to be in one of these conversations, right? I am not surprised that this stream invoked the name of Johnny Mathis out of basically nowhere, just because that's how the chatter scatters. But I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep it from scattering, and there is a French version and an English version. Now that makes sense. But I didn't know if both. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look that up. And I probably will let you all know what I find, even though probably none of you care. That's okay. I'm still gonna do it. Um, but you guys, I have a question, and I know that it's a scientific question. And chances are I will wear a cine grin the moment you come into view. I don't know what it is. Chances are, that sounds familiar, but I don't know. Is that a Johnny Mathis song? Probably is, but I personally prefer Johnny Cash. I probably do too. I can't really think of a Johnny Mathis song. C Honda, good to see you. Oh, that's from Misty. Okay. Oh yeah, you guys kept talking about Misty. I don't know what that was all about. I missed that part. But C Honda is in the house now. Thank you. And I don't know if she wants to admit it, so I'm not going to make her admit it. But I sent her some of the crazy spam fruitcake, and she said that it was actually edible. I believe she actually said it was good, but I'm not going to put those words in her mouth. She did say that it was edible. And she said that everybody else who had it also was able to eat it. And so if they were able to eat it, I'm going to assume that it was delicious, but I'm not going to put those words out of their mouth. And yes, chances are this conversation will scatter. Chances are what we talk about doesn't matter. Oh, chances are I don't know any more words or tune to this song. Those are really good chances. And by the way, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, I don't know if you've been around on the streams that I've been offering this. Very few people are crazy enough to take me up on the offer, but I have made a spam fruitcake, and before you run away in horror, it's basically just a fruitcake with candied spam in it. And I don't have any candied fruits in it. Well, I have candied pineapple in it, but basically it's dried raisins. Okay, well, raisins are always dried, so that was dumb. Dark raisins, yellow raisins, dried cherries, dried cranberries, dried dates, candied pineapple, pecans, and candied spam are all in the cake. Fruit cake. And spiced rum. Captain Morgan, spiced rum. So, if you would be interested in trying a loaf of that monstrosity, this delicious monstrosity, I would happily send you one. I just need you to not in the chat. I need you to either email me or whisper to me your name and address so I can mail you one. And my email address, in case y'all don't know, is just madstatter@gmail.com. MADSTATTER, one word, @gmail.com. Hit me up there with your username, a name that I should mail it to, and then a safe address. I will not share your address with anybody, which is why I don't want you to put it in the chat. So don't, okay? But if you are interested, or not just Mr. and Mrs. Aloha, anybody out there who is interested, I will send them to you. I've sort of honed the recipe down, and I'm sort of satisfied with what we've come up with. So it was version 3 that really got it all together. And so, yeah, so there you go. And let's see here. It looks like Trail Dust is here. Good to see you, Trail Dust and Teeter. And I actually seem to have missed something. Penel, why do I keep seeing people saying, Penel, are you sick? Are you okay? Are you not feeling well today? I must have missed some of the chat. But I hope you're feeling well, and I really am appreciative of you being here today, because you were actually, you've been a very important part of the conversation. Penel, you have pneumonia! Oh my god! Oh my god, how long have you known? Oh my god, Penel, I'm so sorry. I'm so thankful you have the energy to even think about being here. Oh no, I had pneumonia once, and it was the sickest I've ever been. I mean, I am really hoping that since Saturday, so that's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh, but you are you on antibiotics? I'm assuming if you were diagnosed, you are on antibiotics. Please tell me you're getting treated. please tell me you're getting treated. And let's see here. Mrs. Aloha Friday will eat anything with Spam. She'll be emailing you. She insists on paying for shipping. Just a heads up on that. Well, we can get into an argument over the shipping issue, okay? But I'm super stoked that I'll be hearing from her, because this really is a lovely Spam creation. It's on the surface, it sounds awful. I get it. I thought of it as a joke. Everyone hates Spam. Everyone hates fruitcake. Let's put them together. That's funny, right? You know? And if you don't like it, I'm not offended. Or if you do end up liking it, but have like, if we just did this a little different, like, give me feedback, because this is a recipe in progress, as it were. And amoxicillin, really, that's all they've got you on is amoxicillin. I hope that that's working for you. And if that's working for you, dude, you're super stoked. I guess like mine was, I had the pneumonia probably for about 2 weeks by the time I finally convinced myself I was sick enough to deal with it. Luckily, it was only in one lung. It was starting to spread to the other one. Yeah, I was on much stronger drugs than you. So I am hoping that nips it in the bud and that you will be better, because, not being able to breathe sucks. And then let's see here. Yes, it is great kindness for you to put together all the ingredients and then pay for shipping. Oh yeah, no, I don't get to, I generally am not filled with the joy of Christmas spirit. It just isn't something I do. And for some reason, this year I'm just like, ooh, let's do all the holiday type things. And so you guys are just getting the benefit of it. And Trail Dust, everyone hates Spam. Are I living in another... Trail Dust, that's a very good question. I think that you and I and everybody who loves Spam does live in a different dimension, because it seems like through the looking glass, everybody claims to hate Spam. See, I don't think they really hate Spam. I just think they're supposed to not like it, so they're afraid to admit that they actually like it. I think that people like Spam. I just think they're afraid to admit it. Because, no. And let's see, you're still not up to modding for Luke. See, sorry about that. Yeah, well, gosh, Penel, no, you're not. I'm not trying to make you, I'm not trying to be a mom to you or a boss to you or a doctor to you, but you need to stay in bed and do as little as possible and recover. And honestly, I am stunned that you're even able to focus and respond to the chat that you are right now, the way on this stream. So do not feel bad. And I know I'm not Luke, and I know that Luke is really the one who should tell you this, but really don't feel bad about not modding for Luke, because seriously, dude, you need to, you need to take care of yourself. And, eMusic, what's on my shirt? This is a shirt from Hawaii High, and it was gifted to me by Andre, and it's Mauka to Makai. Mauka to Makai. One of my favorite shirts. It's a little bit wet outside these days, and I needed a little hoodie, and this shirt has a hoodie. So, eMusic. This Hawaii High, honestly, I can't tell you how many shirts Andre has gifted to me from them, but it's a lot. A lot of different styles. These hoodies, t-shirts, etc. Oh my god, dude. They are really good quality. I know that their prices are on the good quality side. Like, you better be good quality for that price. But they are. They are worth every flippin' penny. So if you go to the Hawaii High website and are like, oh, that's kind of a neat shirt, but I just don't know. No, you do know. Just do. Got it good. You'll be happy. You will be happy. And what's a great thing about it is they're a Hawaii-based company, which means they are used to Hawaii-sized bodies. So they are very size inclusive. And yeah, Darlene, I agree. I'm sure that Luke is just as concerned about. Well, I'm sure that Luke would have no problem. His opinions would probably be the same as mine, in regard to Penel taking care of herself. Don't mod if you don't have the energy for it. Just take care of yourself. And yeah, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, I feel like everybody needs a little bit of more Christmas spirit this year, just because it's just, it's just a rough year, isn't it? And Darlene, you learned how to bake a Mitsubishi. I know you didn't write that, but I love it. I made a Spam Mitsubishi this year. It got first place in the Spam contest. And Puzzycat, I saw what you asked so many streams ago, so many minutes ago up in the chat. What is in my coffee cup is this, and some half and half, and that's all. Well, and water. Just coffee, baby doll, just coffee and cream. I don't know what got into me. I mean, this must have some caffeine in it, actually. But yeah, just coffee, my friend, just coffee. And let's see here. You have a pot of coffee ready for tomorrow morning in the 12-cup machine. It's got espresso and coffee mix, so I don't have to do it in the morning. Perfect, perfect. And we are right, Puzzycat. We are 1 minute till the Lono listening break, and so we will definitely be getting there. All right, you guys. So get comfy. We're going to listen to some Lono, and even though I chose this song not but 45 minutes ago, I can't remember what it is. Yes, I can. Okay, it's raining out here in the Pacific Northwest, and so this is a Lono song about a rainbow? I don't know, man. Sometimes it's hard to choose, but it is. It's a song about a rainbow. So, let's listen to some Lono.
Po anu anue keia this night rainbow. This is the first time that I've seen you. Oi, kulama amaloha kuno ke konane akamahina. Feel the misty cool rain upon my skin. Alano eimai anayau Nino akamai nekavai maka. And dreams become real, for you are near. This night, Rainbow.
Alrighty, there we go. Ooh, we've got some reverb. Hold on. Boop, there we go. All right. So let's see here. You think Anohea has a song about spam? Yes, actually she does. And let's see here. Hold on. So Trail Dust. No, I don't think Lono has any songs about spam. He just has that one Andy Boomatai bit where he acts like he's a spammer janger, and then he gets all angry because it's not spamajang, it's hamajang, and which is such a stupidly cute drop. And let's see here, Darlene, tree is up, decorations are up, a couple things sent out, working on cards, finishing last minute shopping for a few more gifts. Next, starting the cookie baking. Oh, yum. And let's see here. eMusic's not allowed to have cookies. I'm not really either, but on the holidays, I usually eat at least one. And yes, see, Honda, that she does have a song about spam, and it's actually a cover from Wiz Khalifa. And I don't know if you, Rick, Rick, I will comment on that in a minute. I don't know if you're familiar with the song that Wiz Khalifa does about. It's called "Young and Wild and Free," and it's one of it's my favorite song from him. What is it? Like, oh, it's like something about, of course we get high, of course we smoke weed, we're just hanging out. I don't care who sees. And it's basically, the first time I heard that spam song, I was like, wait, I know this music, but this is not the lyrics. But yeah, it's a little, and she's allowed to do it without having to pay Wiz Khalifa because it's considered a parody song. And so she doesn't have to, pay him royalties. Johnny Mathis sings that one too, the one about getting high and smoking weed. We're just hanging out, we don't care who sees. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Johnny Mathis doesn't sing that one. And let's see here, Trail Dust, you've been thinking about trying to make grandma's cowboy cookies again. I am very curious what a cowboy cookie might be. I have a feeling cowboy cookies are like full of a bunch of stuff. And Pinnell, I saw a rainbow ending in a puddle in a Loblaws parking lot here once. I've seen where the rainbow ends too before, and there's never any gold. But I have seen, and it usually ends in a puddle. That's exactly it. There's no cloud, there's no gold pot. It's just, they always end in a puddle. And Rick, I had a hard drive, catastrophic hard drive failure, and the Lono reindeer song was on my hard drive that failed. And Lono does not have that song up on his website anymore, or up on his YouTube page anymore, so I can't steal it. So I might have to ask him to send it to me again. Now, whether or not he will is a different story entirely. But you're right. I wish I could, because it's a great flippin' song. And let's see here, Darlene, that sounds interesting. Trailers, my grandparents have a list of their favorite they want me to make. One they always ask for is M&M cookies. Darlene, that's so funny. As a child, I was always disappointed in M&M cookies. Because, Rick, if you have a copy, I'd be super stoked, dude. I'll take a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. I don't worry about copyright like that. And I don't think Lono does either, so that's why I don't worry about it. But M&M cookies, I always thought that M&M cookies when they're warm are good because the M&Ms are still soft. But I always preferred chocolate chip cookies to M&M cookies when I was a kid because the hard crust around the M&M ruins the soft chocolate texture that normally would happen in the chip. And so, but I was one of the few kids who really didn't like M&M cookies. most kids are like your grandkids, and they're all about the colorful M&M cookies. Then again, I'm a weirdo. I prefer a chocolate chip cookie, and I like oatmeal raisin cookies. That's right, I said it. I like oatmeal raisin cookies. Hey, Thomas the Turtle, good to see you. Thank you so much for that resub. And I have to wonder, Thomas, what is your opinion on raisin oatmeal cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies, or cookies with raisins in them in general? Many people hate the raisins and are very angry at raisins in cookies. I don't understand that. I love a raisin in a cookie. I get it. I mean, I don't get it. I love a raisin in a cookie. Okay, Thomas, you and I are on this. We can share the same cookie plate. Pinnell, you love oatmeal raisin cookies. Good for you, Pinnell. Yes. For all you haters out there, you can't have any of our cookies. So there. That's right. You don't want them, and we don't want you to want them either, because we want them all for ourselves. And let's see here. Darlene is going to make some shortbread. Is that what? Darlene also makes really good shortbread. Yeah, shortbread is probably... I don't like sugar cookies that much, but shortbread, oh, I could... Wow, yeah. I actually don't... I don't buy this because this is what I will do. You know those Walker's shortbread cookies? It doesn't matter if it's the round one or the bars or the whatever. Yeah, I don't buy those because I will eat the whole pack in one sitting. And not even like over the span of the night. Just like from start till finish until it's all gone. And then I'll be sad. And then I'll be stomach ached. And then I'll be bummed that I've got no milk. Yeah, those... Oh, shortbread is so good. And, I don't think I've ever tried caramel chips, Fuzzy Cat. I've had the butterscotch chips, and I don't really like those. But I like caramel, so... And I don't really like butterscotch, so... I will be willing to try those. And, eMusic, I've never done that before. eMusic says I have to soak the raisins in water before putting in a cookie. I've never done that before, but I can totally see why you would, because some raisins are drier than others. I can't find this raisin anymore, but Dole used to have raisins, and they probably still do. I just can't find them at my stores. But the Dole raisins were the juiciest flippin' raisins I have ever encountered in my life. And when I used those, I didn't have to soak them. But when it comes to like Sun-Maid raisins, they are way drier, and I've never soaked them before, but now that you've said that that's what you do, I'm going to, because it totally, I can see why and how you would want to do that. I don't think the Dole raisins would need it because they were so plump and juicy, but if you're using Sun-Maid raisins, thank you for the tip. That's a pro tip, because they are drier, and I don't like to use them in a lot of baked goods, because that's when they get to be hard and bitter. And Verity, or soak the raisins in rum. Well, now that is exactly what I do for all the dried fruit in the fruitcake. All the dried fruit in the fruitcake, not the Spam, not the nuts, just the fruit, I soak in 2/3 of a cup of rum. And then overnight they soak up that rum. And then I cook it. I make the loaves, and then when the loaves get out of the oven, I spread. I put some rum on top, and then after it's cool, I spray or spread more. With a bakery pastry brush. You coat it. I paint it, whatever. I paint more rum on all of the sides, and then wrap it up, and then mail it off. So it's got rum, 3 different kinds. And trail dust, that never occurred to me till right now. A candied Spam cookie. A candied Spam cookie. We will discuss that topic, I promise you. But I see something a little bit more important. Terry, my son-in-law, likes the peanut butter with the chocolate Hershey's Kisses in the middle. Darlene, how do you make those? I am an outlier, and most people, they make their peanut butter cookie, and then they put the Hershey's Kiss on top with the flat part of the Hershey's Kiss into the top of the cookie, so then the Hershey's Kiss is up, you know? I don't do that. I put the pointy part of the Hershey's Kiss into the cookie and smash it down. And so then it's instead of being, you know, then it's easier to stack, basically. And the chocolate goes deeper into the cookie. That's how I like to make them. Terry, that's right, you did, and for some reason, I was so focused on using the candied Spam in the fruitcake that I wasn't paying any attention to what that recipe was using candied Spam for. I just wanted to see how they candied their Spam. And, a candied Spam shortbread cookie. I don't know, man, that's kind of gilding the lily. That seems delicious. I might have to get more Spam. And let's see here. Crispy rice nori cookie with Spam bits and soy glaze. Crispy rice nori cookie with Spam bits and soy glaze. I'm going to need more of a breakdown. I'm not sure so is that a savory cookie, or is this going to be a sweet cookie? I know that Spam is savory, but I have it in the fruitcake and it's kind of sweet, so, you know. And, let's see here. What else do we have? Mr. Aloha Friday stepped away for a second. It's my chance. Hi, everyone. Hey, Mrs. Aloha Friday. Let's see here. What else? And okay, Puzzy Cat. I mix chocolate chips with caramel chips, and man, what a treat. Okay, that sounds, yeah, good. And let's see here. Nuke it for 30 seconds. Add butter. Oh, I made paleo banana chocolate chip bread. Paleo chocolate chip bread. Banana chocolate chip bread. You know, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I like my banana bread pure. I don't really like my banana bread with chocolate chips. I don't like my banana bread with nuts. I don't like my banana bread with coconut. And so many people like to add stuff to their nanner bread. And, oh no, you're so hungry now and it's 9. I hate you all. Yes, that is definitely, one of the risks of Chatter with Statter. We are almost always guaranteed to talk about food at some point. And, yeah, oops. And let's see here. Uh-oh, what did Tiki do? What did Tiki do? He did something. What did Tiki do? Oh, your cat ate your eraser. Oh, yeah, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. Hey, Michael Anthony Smith, good to see you here. We are talking about perhaps making a Spam cookie. And we're also talking about Spam fruit bread, fruitcake. And I don't think you've been here the last couple times I've mentioned this, so apologies for all y'all who have already heard this offer and have decidedly not taken me up on it. Understandable. I came up with this crazy recipe this year, Michael Anthony Smith, for Spam fruitcake, and it's candied Spam in a fruitcake that's made with dried fruits and pecan nuts. The fruits are dark and light raisins, dried cherries, dried cranberries, dried dates, candied pineapple, and pecans. And, Michael Anthony Smith, if you are crazy enough to think about wanting to try this fruitcake, I can mail you a loaf. That being said, you are a vegetarian, and Spam is not really what's known as vegetarian at all. So I completely understand why you would be like, oh, hell no. But if you decide, for whatever reason, that for Lent, Spam is not, Spam is suddenly a vegetable for Lent, or something along those lines, I can hook you up with a Spam fruitcake, man. And let's see here. There's a vegan Spam knockoff. That's fine. I don't buy that. I've never seen that, and I want nothing to do with that. Oh, you do eat meat right now. You'll try it. Okay, cool. Well, Michael Anthony Smith, when you get the time, shoot me an email, madstatter@gmail.com, and give me your address, a mailing address to send the cake to, and I will definitely get one in the mail to you, and I'll send a tracking number to let you know too. Can it really be considered meat though? Well, it kind of is. I mean, it's pork and ham, and I'll tell you what, you know, I don't think any Muslims are going to be wanting my fruitcake, because pork and ham. And let's see here. We have mushy persimmon, so we have had persimmon bread. I love it with walnuts. Weird, I've never thought of persimmon bread, or persimmons being used for, I guess you can make bread out of anything now that I think about it. And, uh-oh, Mrs. Aloha Friday's got to step back. All right. And, what about Marshmallow Krispies with Spam? I was like, I hadn't really thought about that, but honestly, like, why not? Because no Jewish people would want it too. Good point, Pinnell. The candied Spam is just a little bit salty, a little bit sweet. And yeah. Oh yeah, Michael Smith, don't put your email. Oh, you did. Okay, shite. All right. I'm going to remove that for you in just a second. I didn't want that to go out. Let me write it down. PA 17022. Okay, cool. I want to. Oh shoot. Hey, I'm not in mod mode. Rick, is there any way that you can remove Michael Anthony Smith's comment about his address? Or C Honda, excuse me, not C Honda, or Shock. I mean, I was just looking at C Honda's name. I'm not in mod view right now, and I just don't want all of us that are here right now. I'm okay with, but the chat does transfer out to all of the replays, and I don't need whoever randomly is gonna see this 2 years from now to have that on the Oh no, you can't find delete the message? Oh shite. Okay. No, Michael Anthony Smith, you don't ruin anything. I want to make sure you don't get ruined. This is for your safety, dude. I don't care. I mean, I do care. I care on your behalf. I'll see if I can remove that afterwards. Yeah, exactly. Everyone close your eyes. All right, I've removed comments before. And so it is possible. I don't know how. I will do that later on. Yeah, Restream will have it in YouTube as well. So no, that's why I'm trying to get it out. All right, well, we'll figure it out. And let's see here. Don't y'all think this candied Spam situation has gotten out of hand? The suggestions get increasingly bizarre. I don't think it's gotten out of hand. I think that they're great ideas. I especially like the Rice Krispie idea, because I'll tell you what, dude, a homemade Rice Krispie treat is so good. And I think adding a little bit of the chewy candied Spam, because candied Spam gets kind of chewy, right? And Rice Krispie treats also kind of chewy. So the textures, I think, would totally work well together. I mean, it's kind of an obscene idea, without a doubt, but I really like the idea a lot. And so, but then again, I've also put bacon in English toffee. You know, like almond roca. Instead of the almonds, I've put bacon in that kind of toffee. And I've also put smoked almonds in caramels. So, you know, I do weird stuff. And so, but yeah, Michael Anthony Smith, don't even worry about it. Yeah, you weren't, yeah, exactly. You weren't thinking, and I apologize that I wasn't thinking well for you, because earlier today I requested someone's address and said before I finished the request, send this to me in email, don't put it in the chat. I didn't remind you of that. So of course, why wouldn't you, it wouldn't, yeah, don't worry about it. It's really on me for that one. I didn't remind you. This is public. It feels like it's private, right? We have known each other for so many years, and there's really only so many of us that show up regularly, right? You know, there's probably like less than 20 of us that are like super regulars. But within this group, which I would love to grow, but honestly, I'm totally fine with not growing it because we're like a little family. Within this group, it's all safe. It feels safe, but this does just remind everybody, our talks do go out to the public, and they are on YouTube in perpetuity. So if I read something you wrote out loud, it's coming out of my mouth, and it's on, yeah, it's so just there, yeah, yeah. And Pussycat, oh my god, I didn't even think about that. Spam and rice just go together. And Rice Krispies and Spam. Pussycat, I just had an idea. Okay, y'all, you've heard of Spam Musubi, right? All right, so what if we candy a slice of Spam, we make a Rice Krispie treat, and we make like a musubi, but what could we use? We're not using nori, I don't think. But what could we use to like wrap it like a nori? Are you guys picking up when I'm laying down a Rice Krispie treat musubi? Yes, oh, that was your idea? See, I was thinking chopped up, like little bits in the thing. But instead, you're thinking, oh my god, I think I might have to do this. Spam Krispie treats, yes. Michael Edge goes, no, I would do nori. You know, actually, scrambled egg for wrapping. I don't know if the scrambled egg would work with the Rice Krispie marshmallow. And I do think, oh, thank you. You got it. Thank you so much, Shock. Perfect. No, well, I can't chuck the fruitcake. I've already made 20 loaves. And most of them have been eaten by now. But you know what, Michael Anthony Smith, you're right. Actually, I wouldn't use, when I make my Spam Musubi, I usually do a full nori wrapping. But maybe just but you know how some people, when they make musubi, they just use like a ribbon of nori? So maybe just like a ribbon, so it's just a little bit of that salty seaweed. Because when I said no nori, then I immediately was like, well, I don't know, maybe nori is a good idea. And you're just like, no, with nori. So you seconded my second thought. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday. Okay, yeah, you were thinking ribbon. Okay, yeah, exactly. And that's, yes, see, this is how insanely good ideas become. I am developing my own candied Spam cookbook. I am. I really have. This is crazy how, yeah, this is crazy, man. So, okay. Yeah, okay, so you can't delete the restream one, though. But you know what? I wonder, wait, hold on. I think Michael Anthony Smith, because he was on Twitch, if you delete it on Twitch... Oh... I will look on YouTube and see what I can do. about that. I will. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't. Yeah, no, you're right. Well, still, this is learning. We're all learning. But at least, at least part of it is gone for the off the record. You want 50% of the profit. Well, I haven't even started making it yet, my friend, but I do think that we do have some really I want to say like incredibly gross ideas, which is sort of the point, right? But there's still, it's like the idea is gross, but it actually like ends up being good. And so, yeah, I am writing this down. Spam crispy musubi. And then we've got cookies. And then we've got, shortbread with spam. And then of course there's the fruit cake. All right, cool. And yeah, see, Honda, I have been dreaming of doing some sort of concoction video. Unfortunately, my kitchen is so the lighting is my kitchen has really crummy lighting, and no matter what I do, I'm always in the shadow of what I'm trying to video. And so I need to, like, my boss has a really good kitchen, and my friend Mary has a super good kitchen. Both of them have islands and stuff, and so I need to basically ask one of them if I can borrow their studio for some of these ideas. And so I definitely have been wanting to do that, and so maybe we can bring this to fruition. And candied spam on ice cream, that's actually a recipe that they have on the Hormel website already. So, or rather, the candied spam recipe that they have on the Hormel website, a suggestion for how to use the candied spam is with that ice cream. So, so that's already been done. And yes, okay, so Mr. and Mrs. Aloha Friday, but you've got to add furikake to the right amount to make the nori blend in. Well, I wasn't thinking about using furikake on the spam musubis. I would instead use maybe the ribbon. However, if the ribbon doesn't work out, that furikake idea is a really good idea too. And actually, I don't know. I just think that furikake in a Rice Krispie treat, just even without the spam, might be good. Actually, might be good. Because the furikake really actually could be good. Oh my god, we've got so many options. Hold on. Make note, with or without furikake? Furikake. There we go. Alright, I got my notes. Got my notes right here. You can't see them because my lighting is... Wow, you really can't see anything. Alright, there we go. So, let's see here. Okay, cool. It looks like... Hold on, wait. Uh-oh, the cat jumps on your desk, slides down across your elbows, and then sinks his teeth into your forearm. Habut. Yes, very habut. Hopefully, he didn't leave any marks on your forearm, because when Leo bit my pinky, I had to go to the hospital twice. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland, the recipe I found, oh, this is very different than the recipe I have. 12-ounce can of spam, yes. Sliced 1/4-inch thick, yes. Maple syrup, not in my recipe. Gochujang, not in my recipe. Sesame oil, not in my recipe. But that would be a good one, and I was actually thinking about making some candied spam for my, or actually I was thinking about making spam musubi for my Korean bartender, and I was wondering how I could incorporate the gochujang without using the gochujang spam itself, because I don't have that, but I've got plenty of gochujang in my fridge. But instead, maybe I could use that maple syrup gochujang mixture to candy the Spam. My candied Spam recipe is super easy. It's a cup of brown sugar, 1 can of Spam chopped into quarter-inch pieces, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to mix in with the brown sugar just to give it a little spicy spice, and just melt it all together in a pan until a low heat pan until the stuff's all crispy and looking good. And sometimes you might have to drain some of the juice off of it to get it all hard and crispy, but that juice I then drizzle on top of the finished candied Spam so it doesn't go to waste. And actually, Pussycat, were you watching me try to make coffee today? And like I said, 3 different types of three different tries to make my cup of coffee. I was like the Swedish chef today. I was making a mess out of my kitchen like nobody's business. I was throwing things, I was grabbing things, it was there was in the air, on the floor, on the counter. On the counter. I was like the Swedish flippin' chef today, just making a cup of flippin' coffee. And so, your joke, are you sure that was a joke? Because that joke was a little bit too true. I resemble that remark, my friend. Mrs. Aloha Friday wants to comment on the Korean bartender. You have a bartender like rich... like rich folks have a butler. Yes. What, you don't all have a bartender in your house? Exactly. Bjork. No, I go to basically one bar and one bar only. There are 2 bartenders at that bar. Only 2 bartenders. One of them is a Norwegian blonde lady, and the other one is a tiny Korean lady. And so I have my blonde bartender, and I have my Korean bartender. And my Korean bartender feeds me food all the time, makes me sandwiches. She's the one who took me to the hotel, the Emerald Queen Casino. And so that's why I like to give my Korean bartender all sorts of things that she would like the gochujang Spam. My blonde-haired bartender, I gave her a piece of the fruitcake, and she didn't like it, but the reason why she didn't like it is because, and she told me this beforehand, she was like, I just don't like fruitcake. And so she ate the fruitcake, and she was like, yeah, it tastes like fruitcake, and I don't like fruitcake. So it wasn't the Spam problem, it was just the fruitcake problem. And let's see here. Nope, no bartender here, but sometimes Rick. Yep. Yeah, Darlene, yours should be there within the next couple days, I hope. I hope it gets there. And then Mitchie Mama, she got one too. Hers just got sent out on Monday, so she won't get that for a little while. Michael Anthony Smith, I'll get yours in the mail probably tomorrow. But you know what? I'm not even going to pretend to promise when it's going to get there, because even with like priority mail, the weathers are so messed up between here, there, and you. I'm not going to hold the post office to many promises or expectations. Yeah, Mrs. Aloha Friday says, oh, it's not nearly as exciting as the imagination. Exactly. Let's see here. Shock is apologizing for sending an Instagram that's too real. I'll have to go check that out. And Sienna, you've made me hungry even though I ate dinner. Gotta go eat a Mad Statter fruitcake. There you go. See, I told you she said it's edible. I'm not saying she said it was excellent or delicious or the most beautiful thing in the world, but she did say it was edible. And let's see here. I'm just using the AI search in Brave browser. It suggests making the candied Spam in an air fryer at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, Terry, that is interesting. First off, I can't because I don't have an air fryer. Second off, all of the recipes for candied spam generally want you to do it on a low, slow setting. But I actually am very curious with the air fryer, because the air fryer does do a good job of getting the outside of things crispy, and that is kind of the key to the candied spam, is getting the outside glazed and kind of candied and hard, but the inside still is the chewy, soft meat, So, I might have to borrow my boss's air fryer and just do a practice run or a whatever. And fruitcakes last for years, no worries. That is what I'm hoping. Now I haven't aged this very long. I've got 2 loaves in the back of my fridge right now that have been aged for probably getting on a month now. And they're still good. But they they're in the back of my fridge. I can't imagine they're going to go bad unless some sort of bacteria gets introduced to them. So if you guys do, get the cake and you only eat one little slice at a time, I suggest rewrapping it in fresh saran wrap every time you open it and rewrap it. And the only reason why I suggest that is for reason of sanitation. I don't actually know if it matters. I don't know. I'm just trying to be as safe as possible. And yeah, see, Honda, good. You are refrigerating it. So am I with mine. And ultimately, this fruit cake is really, it's just like a fruit cake. It is heavy, So, you want to slice them thin. And because you're slicing them thin, the loaf that I'm sending is only about this big, but you can get like 12 to 16 slices out of it if you slice them thin enough. And yeah, it's got about a quarter cup of booze in each loaf. Maybe less than a quarter cup, maybe. And then, but yeah, so Rick though, yeah, don't touch the fruitcake. And as Rick says, it has moisture on the fruitcake is the problem. So yeah, you want to probably get a dry wrapping, because every time you take a cold thing out and bring it to the warm, condensation ends up happening. So yeah, you'd probably want to, and Darlene seconds that, definitely rewrap. So yeah, and I mean, I don't know how long these will last, but fruitcakes in theory do last a very long time. So, so if you guys do get a fruitcake and you don't eat it right away, keep me updated on how long. Like, oh, it's 3 months later and we just ate the last slice or whatever. Like, I'm very curious, because you guys really are part of the testing of this idea. And so I want to hear all about it. And let's see here. Okay, so Terry, they're candying the Spam in a different way. They're candying the big pieces. Okay. And that's a good, that might be the gooder way to do that for our Rice Krispie Musubis. And what about sandwich press for searing the rice and caramelizing it? Searing the what rice? The Rice Krispies? Or I don't know. Actually, to tell you the truth, Pussycat, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but using a sandwich press for searing rice and caramelizing it, I don't know if you're talking about a sweet thing or a savory thing, but that actually sounds like a good idea. You would definitely have to grease that sandwich press enough and make sure that the Maillard reaction really happened. You could not touch that rice until it was ready to be brown enough and crispy enough to get off the bottom. But that sounds like a good idea, because lots of people really love that crispy rice. Like, there's a whole Indian dish that requires that layer of rice, to, the bottom layer to get all crispy like that. Can I make yours without alcohol? Oh, well, yes and no. If I'm gonna make you one without alcohol, I have to make that. I've got one that I could mail for you already, like tomorrow, but I'll have to make one without alcohol. And I mean, yeah, I guess I could, but I really don't know exactly. Your lab rats. That's exactly right, Trail Dust. I mean, the flavor of the rum does affect the flavor of the cake, so I don't exactly know how they would taste, but yeah, I can try. I can make a booze-free version. I'm glad we had this conversation because that wasn't gonna, that would have not happened. So yeah, I can definitely, here, let me make note of that. Yeah, so we're going to even further experiment our experiment. All right, cool. Yeah, I can do that. I just made note of it too, so I don't forget. And yeah, excessive moisture can cause mold, so rewrap, maybe in a dry wrap like parchment, then into a bag. Funny, you should mention that, Darlene, if I remember correctly, yeah, right. The fruitcakes that I sent out to you guys are actually wrapped in parchment first, and then in cling wrap, and then in tinfoil. So yeah, a parchment's probably a good idea. And yes, cheesecloth is the traditional fruitcake wrap. However, Rick, I didn't have any cheesecloth that hasn't been sitting in my kitchen for like 3 years and full of whatever kitchen dust may be on it. And I was talking to a friend who loves fruitcakes and makes their own, and he mentioned that one time he made a fruitcake and he did the whole cheesecloth wrapping. It worked out fine. But the next time he made a fruitcake and he did the same cheesecloth wrapping, it ended up fuzzy and moldy. So that told me, unless you can be sure of how pristinely clean that cheesecloth is, that might not be the best idea. So I thought that using parchment from a box in a drawer would be way less potentially contaminated. And yes, you're in recovery, you can't have alcohol. No, that totally makes sense. And there is, yeah, that totally makes sense. And like I said, the rum does affect the flavor, which means you can taste the rum. So I don't know, I don't know exactly what the flavor is going to be like. It'll be slightly different than what everybody else gets, but I still think it'll be just fine and dandy. I just don't, have one made for you to that spec. And, well, Rick, bake that cheesecloth for an hour at 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. That'll sterilize it. Yes, that is true. And shock, frankly, I think the rum flavor is what I don't like about fruitcake. This is Captain Morgan spice rum, not just regular rum. I do appreciate what you're saying. However, a lot of fruitcakes aren't drenched with rum. They're drenched with brandy, or they're drenched with whiskey. And I can tell you right now, the brandy ones and the whiskey ones are not my cup of tea at all. The rum might also be enough for you to go, "Argh." But yes, the alcohol flavoring of the fruitcake is a flavor of any and all fruitcakes, except for the one that we're going to be making for Michael Anthony Smith. So, let's see here. I can't do any experiments with my stomach problems. One year, my brother-in-law gave me a bowl of soup with Jack Daniels in it, and it made me very sick. Okay, I am not laughing at the fact that you got sick. Puzzycat, what I'm laughing at is a bowl of soup that had Jack Daniels in it. My first thought was, so you mean a bowl of Jack Daniels that he just called soup? Because that sounds like something that my dad would have done, which is like, what are you doing? I'm having soup. And it's like, that's whiskey. I know, but it's in a bowl. It's soup. Sorry, I'm not laughing at, yeah, anyway. So, right, Pinnell, my, mom used brandy in Christmas pudding. Exactly, brandy is the thing. Okay, so it really was soup. It was beef stew. It wasn't just a bowl of Jack Daniels that he called soup. And Rick, that's exactly it. In fact, the fruitcakes that I am refrigerating for however long they'll be in the refrigerator, every couple weeks I take them out of their wrapping just to see how they're doing, spread them with more rum, and then wrap them up in fresh wrapping and put them back in the fridge. So for sure, Rick, if we could keep a fruitcake longer than a few weeks, you better better sterilize it up with that there rum. All right, you guys, we have talked about nothing that I planned on talking about. And I guess that's good. So there we go. Terry in Scotland, I also found a recipe for candied spam diobop for my Korean bartender. I don't know what diobop is. You mean kimbap? But diobop? All right, that'll work. That'll work. Or maybe it'll work. We'll see. Anyway. Oh no, you couldn't. You're right. Until it was too late. Yeah, bummer, dude. That sucks. That sucks, dude. Especially when, you know, you'd be tempted. It's like beef stew. It looks so good. It smells so good. It's warm in my tummy. And then you're like, oh, it's killing me now. It's killing me softly from the inside, killing me softly. That's right. I know, Puzzy. You're so busy talking about your Jack Daniels soup. We went past time. It's all Puzzycat's fault. Right. No, it's not. Not at all. All right, you guys, it is Wednesday today, and it was 5 p.m., and now it's 6:34 p.m. We have got to cut it out and get out of here. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and if we see each other on Saturday at the Secret Squirrel location of Map Statter, ooh, that was a good pop, Map Statter on Twitch, we will be watching a movie from the 80s called Strange Brew. It's a Canadian movie, Rick Moranis, and some other people, but mostly Rick Moranis, because that's the only one I can remember. And and if you flamed the rum, would that lower the alcohol content? Honestly, Terry, I don't really think that there's much alcohol content in the cake. I think the alcohol burns off, but the flavor of the alcohol is still there. And I know that for plenty of people in recovery, just the flavor of the alcohol is enough to like kick in cravings and just get them in a bad head zone, you know? So we don't really want to do that with the fruitcake. And Puzzycat was saying, no, with the beef stew at least, the alcohol was still there. And yeah, for someone who's got like pancreatitis or whatever, the alcohol may never burn off enough to soothe that problem. Either way, I know that even if the alcohol is quote unquote all burned off, the flavor of the alcohol is triggering to some people. And the last thing I want to do is give someone a gift that is not a helpful gift. And so, so luckily, Michael Anthony Smith had the wherewithal to remind me, hey, yo, wait, we need to discuss this. We discussed it and it will be done. But wait, hold on. I know we gotta go. But our cabin neighbor gave us some spiked beef plate stuff to our dog without telling us and made it sick for a few days. What? I want you to spike his food. Please don't, because that's illegal and I'm suggesting a crime, but I'm not suggesting a crime. I want you to dream about spiking his food. Just dream good dreams about making your neighbor, making your neighbor move. Have good dreams about making that neighbor move. All of the ways you can dream about making him want to move. Because no. It's not acceptable. All right. Yeah, 45 years ago. Good job for you, Puzzycat. Oh my god. Okay, luckily he's no longer your neighbor. He's gone. Good, good, good. Okay, okay. All right, so I knew what you meant, Darlene. Licking the bowl, because normally licking the bowl is good, but sometimes it's not. All right, then, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out longer. Thank you, mods, for modding, because we actually did have a situation. Thank you guys for obviously chatting, and thank you for the donations and the resubs and the gift subs and the biddies and everything. So we'll see each other on Saturday, 6 p.m. West Coast time. So that's 9 p.m. East Coast time, 4 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. Central time, 6 p.m. West Coast time, which I already said. Twitch, Map Statter, Strange Brew. There you go. We'll see each other soon. Take care.